Welcome back to the Retro Captacular podcast, where each month we continue our search for the best bad movies on the planet Earth. I am your host, Aaron, and I am joined, as always, by Matt.
Hello.
G'day.
G'day, mate.
Oh, yeah, we're doing an Aussie movie this month.
Again. Aussie movie number 2.
But before we get to that,
let's
just, start with like 5 minutes of idle chit-chat or something.
Oh, yeah, sure. Just shoot the shit.
How was your day?
Today?
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't really care.
I didn't think you did.
Have you watched anything good lately?
I feel like lately I've been going through a lot of Netflix shows. I just find myself watching stuff a lot in the evening and like during dinner, and I've just ended up going through a few Netflix shows. Probably most notably was Dark.
What's that one about? I don't even think I know what that is.
It's kind of hard to describe. One thing of note is that it's German.
Oh, okay.
The default is a dub, like an English dub. It's dubbed in lots of languages. But I always prefer to watch things in their original languages.
Yeah. Context
makes more sense. I know a fair bit of German anyway. I still use the subtitles because they talk really fast.
Yeah.
But it's this really, really interestingly written, kind of like, I don't even know how to describe Dark. It's this small town, in which like a child goes missing, but then it comes up that like 33 years ago there was another incident of a child going missing, and all these correlations start to get drawn between the two. We have a lot of different characters that we follow. There is a main character. His name is Jonas.
Yeah.
And things get really weird and time travel-y.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Okay. I've been watching some Netflix shows too. I watched season 2 of Glow.
Oh, how was that?
So good.
Yeah, I still haven't given it a shot.
I think it's my favorite Netflix show after Stranger Things.
Oh yeah?
I love it. I think it's really, really well done. Marc Maron is a revelation.
Who dat?
He's one of the actors in the show.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He's a comedian. He's got a podcast as well.
Oh.
And he acts in things.
As an actor does.
He was in another Netflix show called Easy. Did you ever see Easy?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, it's like an anthology show that has like a couple sets of like recurring characters that like each episode kind of will follow a different set of characters, and usually like each kind of storyline gets 2 episodes a season kind of thing. And then they'll like crossover interact. There's 2 seasons of that out, and it's pretty good as well. But yeah, no, Glow is awesome. And then I've been watching, I finally got around to watching Mindhunter, or starting to watch Mindhunter.
Actually, yeah, I started that one as well.
I'm like halfway through. Okay, what do you think?
It's a little hard to watch, and I haven't quite been able to figure out why. It's not the creepiness or the context. There's something about like the pacing or oh no, I think I know what it is. I think I hate the main character.
Oh yeah, Holden.
Yeah, he is weird, and like I'm kind of hoping that the series builds up to the point where he realizes that he's a psycho, like the people he's been interrogating.
Ooh,
that's kind of what I'm hoping.
Theory. Yeah.
Otherwise, he's just a really weird creep who does weird stuff, and like we get to learn a lot about the characters around him, and all of them seem much more human and much more rounded, and it makes me just not want to follow him as the main character.
Huh. I hadn't considered that option. That's kind of interesting. Yeah, I don't know. Like I think I'm on like episode 7, maybe 6.
Oh, that's farther than me.
6 or 7. I don't know. I can't remember how many, if there's 10 or 12 or what, but like it's a really well made
For sure.
show, but I don't know that. Yeah, I don't know. Again, it's something I'm not finding it super compelling or engaging, maybe.
Yeah, and I think that's because of the main character.
Yeah, I think you might be right.
All the other characters are super interesting to me.
Yeah.
Whereas he's supposed to be our main character, right? He's the
Yeah.
bridge for us to be into that world, and kind of like, why do you want to walk down that bridge? It's kind of plainish.
Yeah.
Kind of weird.
That's an interesting theory, dude. I didn't consider that.
That would make it much more compelling if he started to realize that he was crazy, and like, what does that mean for him as an FBI agent if he's the same as these people?
Mm-hmm. That's very... Huh. Cool. Well...
I also watched The Rain.
What was that?
That one was also in another language. Shoot, where was that one from? Sweden? Denmark? Shoot.
So one of these Scandi dramas that everyone's into.
Is that a thing?
Oh yeah, that's like a definite genre.
Scandi dramas?
Scandinavian drama.
Oh, I guess.
Like my parents were really into The Bridge for a while.
Oh, I don't know that one.
It's about like a murder happens on this bridge in between, I think it's Sweden and Denmark. I hope those two countries neighbor each other, because if not, maybe it's Norway and between two countries, two Scandinavian countries. I don't know my Northern European geography.
I don't very well either.
I want to say Sweden and Denmark, or maybe Sweden and Norway.
But I feel like Sweden and Norway makes more sense.
Might be Sweden and Norway. Anyways, so like a murder happens like in the middle of this bridge in between the two countries, and so then two detectives, like, or two sets of detectives or something, one from each country, is tasked with investigating it. Not unlike the Canadian buddy cop comedy Bon Cop Bad Cop.
Yeah.
There's a corpse left directly on the border, divided between the border of Ontario and Quebec.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind
of like
that's
that.
been a long time.
But yeah, these new Scandi dramas.
Yeah, this one is pretty intense. Yeah, The Rain is basically like, we like get briefly introduced to the main character before, like, and she's at school before her dad comes and gets her and is like, we need to GTFO, and she's like, what's going on? And she's like, get in the car. And then like her and her brother and her parents are like driving, and he's like, we need to get the fuck out of here. And there's like storm clouds in the back, and then it starts to rain, and the rain starts killing people.
Acid rain.
No, like people start having allergic reactions and like foaming at the mouth.
Oh.
And like so many people die from the rain, and like the dad takes them into the forest, into like this bunker that's there, and they're like, what the hell is going on? And he's like, all right, I gotta go do some shit. Wait here, I'll come back for you.
Nah, see, that's a terrible idea. Do you know where it rains all the time? In the fucking forest. Do you know where it doesn't rain all the time? Like Barbados. Take your family to Barbados or something.
Well, I'm pretty sure the rain moves quicker than you can run. Anyway, the rain kills a bunch of people.
Speak for yourself, man.
There's some kind of like virus in the rain, and
I ran track.
Okay. Anyway, it was pretty interesting. Yeah.
Cool. I saw Jurassic Park World Fallen Kingdom.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
I kind of forgot it was in theaters, to be honest.
It exists.
How was that?
I'm going to go out on a limb here.
Oh.
And I'm going to say that it's possibly one of the worst movies I've ever seen in my life.
Oh, no.
It's so fucking bad.
Oh, that's such a shame. It's like it's worse than... Yeah, because we watched Jurassic Park 3 before it came out, and we were like, oh, this isn't actually that bad.
I will watch Jurassic Park 3 again.
Yeah.
This movie fucking sucks. It's got like, okay, Owen and Claire have like the exact same character arc that they had in the last movie, where they don't like each other and then they like each other again.
What?
Yeah.
They should have started off like being hot and heavy in a new relationship. Like,
Yeah, but then you have to come up with new character traits, and it's just easier to do it this way.
oh, that's
Just copy and paste.
bad writing.
Yeah, it's terrible writing. There's no likable characters. It has like the most ridiculous, like mustache twirly villain. Like I've seen that. Like I haven't seen like that since like I don't know, ever. Like this fake
Flash
like
Gordon?
I'm evil. Yeah, kinda. Like if he didn't wear glasses in the movie, like he should have been wearing a monocle and a top hat.
Whoa.
Like
Beautiful.
It's so dumb, and like the whole like we gotta like save the dinosaurs thing happens in like the first like half hour of the movie, and the island explodes, and
Wait, the island explodes half an hour in?
yeah, maybe 45 minutes. I don't know.
Oh.
And the rest of the movie takes place in a house.
What?
Yeah. All right, look, I'll save you $10 in 2 hours of your life. And everyone, spoilers for Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom if you care. But I'm about to save you time and money. So
All right, please do.
all right. So, yeah, it's been like 3 years since the last one. There's a volcano on the island that's gonna blow up, and Claire is running the like Save the Dinosaurs initiative to try
Why?
because she likes them.
Okay.
I don't know. They, she spent a lot of time at the park, and she's like, oh, they're animals, they have rights too, just like blah blah blah. Then they get Jeff Goldblum in for like half a day and put him in 2 different suits and get him to say this. Like he just sits behind a desk and basically gives the life finds a way, and you shouldn't mess with, forces of nature. You irresponsible.
Oh yeah, that was in the trailer, wasn't it?
Yeah, basically, he the only reason he's there is so that they could put him in the trailer. It's like, it's a glorified cameo, and most of his dialogue is in the trailers.
Perfect.
Yeah, it sucks. So then they do that, but then it turns out it was a double cross.
Like Claire was double crossed?
Yeah, so she gets a call from this guy who was like John Hammond's business partner originally, who we've never heard of until now.
How convenient.
Yeah, and
Like, was that a scam, or was he actually his business partner?
no, he actually was. The guy that does the double cross is like because he's an old frail man now. And they're like, yeah, we're gonna like bring the dinosaurs back to California. We got a dinosaur sanctuary built for dinosaurs in California. And there's like then the evil mustache twirling villain is like the young hotshot guy that he's then hired to like take over operations of his company because he's like old and dying.
Okay.
And he's got a granddaughter named like Maisie or something like that.
Oh, that's my in-law's dog's name.
There you go. And we eventually learn that she's actually a clone of Lockwood's daughter who died. And he's raising her as his granddaughter. And that's why him and Hammond had a falling out, because Hammond was like, nah, man, that's too far. We don't clone people. We just make genetically engineered theme park monsters. We're not cloning people. That's fucked up. You're sick. You're a sick old man. So anyways, you learn that. So basically,
Wait.
the only reason they said they need Owen and Claire. No. Just doesn't matter. No, the girl's cloned.
Okay.
It's not important, except
It sounds like it should be.
It sounds like it should be, and I'll tell you the reason why it's in the movie later.
Okay.
So basically, the only reason they need Owen and Claire to get the dinosaurs from the island is because Owen's the only one who can like train the raptors, and they need him to get Blue. And then Claire, they just need like her fingerprint or something like that, so that they can log into the tracking system that's on the island, so they can track all the dinosaurs.
Oh.
So then they
Why didn't they just take her thumb?
Much simpler. So then they abandon them on the island as it's like exploding. But they steal a jeep and they jump it onto the ship that they're taking all the dinosaurs away from the island on. Yeah. So anyways, basically they end up in this giant mansion in Northern California where they're having like an illegal dinosaur auction. And young hotshot business guy murders Lockwood by smothering him with a pillow after Lockwood's like, "You're a bad man. You shouldn't do this. Call the police on yourself." It's a thing that he asks him to do. He asks him to call the police on himself. Just so stupid. And then Owen and Claire have like snuck into the house. They're like, "We gotta shake this up. We gotta let all the dinosaurs out." So they like let all the dinosaurs out in the middle of this auction, which is occupied by like the most like stereotypical like bad black market gangster type characters. Like the main guy that they keep cutting back to is like this like Russian mobster guy with like a goatee and like several gold chains and like a hairy chest and like a leather jacket.
Oh boy.
Yeah. It's so fucking awful. And then
I thought it was gonna be like a bunch of like rich, privileged white Americans that were buying dinosaurs.
That would have been better. But nope, black market arms dealers buying.
Like they're trying to buy
dinosaurs.
them as weapons?
Yeah, they're like, oh, the Ankylosaurus is like a living tank. And it's, you know, it's heavily armored and can smash things. You know what else is better than a living tank?
Tank.
A fucking tank that you don't have to feed and that you can fit like 30 guns on and pack like 6 dudes into it and like fucking just blow up whatever you want.
And steer. That's an important one.
And steer, yeah. And you don't have to feed it. You can literally leave it in a warehouse and forget about it. And you can come back to it and it'll probably still work.
What the frick?
Anyway, so then they introduce the Indo Raptor, which is the raptor version of the Indominus Rex.
What?
It's like a weird hybrid killing machine that will like attack anything that you point a laser pointer at, and then use like the sound they use like a sonic frequency to get it to attack.
Ugh.
Yeah.
So I know who, but how is like the Indominus Rex? I'm not even gonna ask. Fuck it, I don't.
There's one good scene in the movie, and it's the opening scene, which is where these guys break into the Mosasaurus tank with this little submarine to get the Indominus Rex tooth at night when it's raining. And you know, they're like, "Oh, don't worry, man. Anything that's been in here is long dead because it's 3 years later." But then it's not dead.
It was only 3 years.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know.
Why would it be dead?
No food? It should be dead, but it's not.
Okay.
Unless a bunch of stuff just randomly keeps falling into the tank.
Well, maybe.
Anyways, then they let the Mosasaurus out, but it's like an actually good like horror action dinosaur sequence.
Oh.
But it's over in 15 minutes, maybe like.
And that's how it starts.
Less. That's how it starts. So anyway, so then they cloned the Indo Raptor that will attack anything you point a laser pointer at. But you know what else you can do if you can like shine a laser pointer at someone? Shoot them with the gun that your laser pointer is attached to. This whole thing is so stupid. Anyways, so the end of the movie, the Chris Pratt and Emily like let the dinosaurs out loose in the mansion. They wreck shop. They end up killing the Indo Raptor clone thing, and then all the dinosaurs are trapped in the basement. And there's like hydrogen sulfide gas leaking in there because there were just some tanks of that sitting around and they got punctured by something because you just leave, you know, or sorry, not hydrogen sulfide, hydrogen cyanide.
Oh.
The same kind of gas that they use at Auschwitz.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you just have tanks of that lying around. You got a couple, right? Just in the garage?
Oh, there's somewhere there under the stairs.
Yeah, obviously. Everyone has just a couple tanks of hydrogen. So stupid!
For dinner parties.
It's so dumb. Anyways, and so then they're like, there's like a big red button that's like, release the dinosaurs button, and Claire's like, I should push it because I should save them because they're going to die, but I can't because then they'll get out into the world. And then she doesn't press the button. And then the little girl presses the button. And she's like, they're alive because I'm alive, because they're like me. Because I'm a clone.
Oh, she knows she's a clone.
Yeah, she finds out.
Does she find out during the movie?
Yeah, she does sometime.
And it's not compelling, or
I think it's maybe the most compelling part of the movie, but it's barely compelling. because it's not really explored. She just like finds a picture of her mom, who looks exactly like her, and then she cries a little bit.
Oh, okay.
And so, anyways, the last shot of the movie is like dinosaurs running free through California, and like Blue running through the desert, and like runs up onto this hill, and it's like looking over like suburbia in like California.
Uh-oh.
And just this raptor standing over suburbia, and then there's like a post-credit scene where some pteranodons are like on this like looks like a big like power line kind of tower, like a cell tower or something, but then you pan out and it's like Las Vegas, and it's the Eiffel Tower at Paris.
Oh.
Maybe it's just called Paris. I don't know. The Paris themed
Yeah.
hotel in Vegas.
Right.
That's everything that happens in the movie. It's fucking stupid. Don't see it.
God, that sounds so disappointing. Weird.
It's real bad. But if they do what they should do based on where this movie ended with a dino-apocalypse, which they won't because they're pussies, and
Oosh.
you can't end the world because then you can never go back. And so if you need to have 10 more movies, Jurassic movies made, it's really hard to go back. So because they should basically do Planet of the Apes but with dinosaurs,
Yeah.
where like humanity has been like hunted to the brink of extinction by dinosaurs. But also there's only like 20 dinosaurs, so
Oh, that's not that many.
and most of them are herbivores. There's like a T-Rex and a raptor, maybe a couple other carnivores. I don't know. But that would be what I would do. I would do Dino Apocalypse. And if they go that route, then they got my money. I will go see that movie. But if they don't do it and they're like, oh yeah, we killed the dinosaurs, they're dead. And then we made more and it's another part.
Whoa. Jurassic Land.
Town, world. No. No, it's not good. It's real bad.
That's terrible.
I fucking hated it so much. But I saw The Incredibles 2, and that was really good, so it made up for it.
Oh, yeah, that I want to see. For reals.
It's real good. They did a great job with it.
Aw,
That's
good
all
to
I'll
hear.
say. I don't want to spoil anything.
Please don't. I'm looking forward to it.
But Jack is amazing. That's all I'm going to say.
Okay.
That's all I'm going to say. So good. All right. Shall we get into today's film?
Yeah, I think that was a good 5 minutes of idle chit chat.
24 minutes in. Good. All right, cool. So we watched an Aussie film.
Yeah, right.
I have in front of me a list of a bunch of Australian slang words that I'm going to try and casually slip into our review.
Perfect.
We'll see how it goes. All right. So the film we watched is Dead End Drive-In.
Here now the news for July 4th, 1995. In the wake of widespread economic collapse, officials are reporting massive general strikes.
In the 1970s, there was Clockwork Orange. Then in the 1980s came Mad Max and the Road Warrior. Now comes a startling new vision that takes you into the apocalypse and beyond. Back to the old drive-in you used to know and love. Only now, when the show is over, there is no way out. Dead End Drive-In.
Right now. Not getting through to you, am I, son? No cabs, no buses, no transport. So, you're here. The government decides what to do with you. Government. This is your home.
You can't tell me they don't want to get out.
Yeah, but they know they can't, son. There's no future.
Come with me.
God, Jimmy, can't you see? This is all we've got.
Get out of here. And don't you try and stop me again.
Now get out of the way! Hey!
Welcome to your future, like it or not. Dead End Drive-In.
Dead End Drive-In, Matt, is directed by Brian Trenchard-Smith, who
Yes, it
directed
is.
BMX Bandits, which is one of our favorite episodes of the pod, and also one of our favorite movies we've watched on the pod.
Absolutely, definitely a craptacular flick. That one.
Yeah, definitely. It's it's real good. So this one is kind of weird.
You could say that.
Would you say that? Would you say that's an accurate assessment?
I would.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it's like Mad Max ish.
But Mad Max is like post-apocalyptic.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't. It isn't post-apocalyptic. It's not that far. It's
like
dystopian.
It's like apocalyptic.
Yeah,
like maybe the apocalypse is happening.
It's like the movie starts with these like credits things being like typed up.
Where it's like Sydney, some sort of massacre thing happens. Cape Town, this happens. New York, this happens. Tahiti, this happens.
It's like different parts of the world there are horrible events. One of them is nuclear and like 1 million people die.
Yeah.
And then also there's another Black Friday in America.
Yeah. Wait, Black Friday?
That's not what I meant to say.
They got great deals?
Well, no, wait. Is it what I meant to say? When the stock market crashed? Wasn't that what Black Friday was?
Black Monday.
What's Black Monday?
I think it was a Monday.
What the heck is Black Friday?
That's the day after Thanksgiving when everything goes on sale and Americans trample each other for deals on televisions.
Well, I know they do that now, but
yeah.
Why did it start?
Why did it start? Because it's called Black Friday because that's the day that all of the businesses get into the black on their ledger. Because they're in the red, and then they sell enough stuff that they are pushed above zero into making profit.
So Black Monday was another stock market crash, and that apparently affects the whole world economy.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah. And then the government mobilizes.
Government takes like special action.
And that's as specific as it gets before the movie starts. And I put starts kind of in quotations.
Yeah, so and then it starts with like our main character, Krabs. Which is his nickname because one time he thought he had crabs, but it turns out he didn't, but it just kind of stuck.
Yep.
Yep. Yeah. He's like he's jogging through town, and he he's running around. There's like kind of like it's like a gross. I'd say it's gross.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, it's like a dumpy town. Kind of looks like RoboCop or one of those. Detroit. Now. I think it's kind of funny and also terrible that like what RoboCop predicted would happen to Detroit actually ended up happening to Detroit.
That's a whole other podcast though, isn't it?
That is. Anyways, so he's like jogging around and then he like jogs over to a servo where his lady friend, his Sheila, is hanging out. That's 2. 3 if you count the g'day at the beginning.
Sure.
We'll allow it. Perfect. And some guys roll up in a truck with a flamethrower.
Yeah, it looked like a flamethrower, but I think it was just a very long stick that was on fire at the end.
Oh, okay, cool.
And then he throws it.
I mean, maybe
at a dog.
Maybe it's supposed to be. Oh yeah, he does throw it at a dog. Okay, never mind. I was gonna say maybe it's supposed to be a flamethrower and they just lit a stick on fire, but no, he does throw it at the dog. That's true.
Yeah. Which was mean. I didn't like it.
Yeah. So, anyways, his brother drives a Ute. I'm nailing this. Which is like a truck.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Picks up car wrecks.
There seems to be this really competitive business in this dystopian land.
It must be like recycling crashed cars or something.
Yeah. where it's like there are tow trucks with like cages around them that strive to be first on the scene at accidents so that they can claim the cars.
Yeah. Yeah, and the cops are like, all right, you're here, you get, you were first, you get dibs, or like, oh, you're right at the same time, you got to split them or whatever.
Yeah. Cops don't seem to care.
Yeah, because then there's
And
also
willingly accept bribes.
yeah, because there's also roaming gangs of called car boys who just are like a bunch of like rowdy teenagers, like post-punk teenagers.
Yep. And some of them are girls. Just want to
Some
throw
of them
that
are
out
girls.
there.
Yeah, yeah.
Don't know why they're called car boys.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, teenager is gender neutral.
Oh, yeah, no. Talking about the name, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Girls can be boys too, Matt. It's 2018.
Fair enough.
So yeah, they're driving around, and I guess they're trying to like loot cars
And giggle a lot, yeah.
and giggle a lot, but so they're trying to take scrap metal as well. I feel like there's a lot of scrap metal taking happening in this world.
Who's buying it?
I don't know.
It's never... Another thing, too, like, this movie, from the setting and everything, it sounds like it should be really dark, really gritty, really sad.
Yeah.
And it just isn't.
It's not really. Yeah.
It's like this gang comes up, and they're all crazy and have, like, spiked clubs and stuff.
Yeah,
and they really don't do anything.
Yeah, Crab's brother's like, grab the wrench. We gotta beat them with a wrench to stop them from stealing the hubcaps.
Yeah, but like the beating only kind of takes place. Like his brother.
Well, they take
Frank.
one of their guns or something like that, and they're like, all right, shoot them if they get near the cars. They're basically like slightly more violent Jawas. Is what I gathered.
Yeah, like punk Jawas.
Yeah, they're like punk rock Jawas. They're a little bit of a nuisance, but like you can get them under control just by telling them to shoo and maybe like kicking one of them.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. I'm sure everyone on Tatooine just like has kicked a Jawa.
Oh, probably
Once or twice. You gotta just kick a Jawa. I think like Jawa kicker is like an insult.
I mean, you got to assume.
Get out of here, you dirty Jawa kicker.
Yeah.
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 That's good. All right, back on track. Fast forwarding to let's just move on.
Yeah, he takes his lady to a drive-in.
He takes his lady to the drive-in where
steals
there's
his brother's car.
He steals his brother's car. It's a '56 Chevy. He goes to the drive-in where there's two prices: adults and unemployed. Adults are $10. Unemployed is $3.50.
Big difference.
So he brings his Sheila to the drive-in. They're and they put the top up. They're put the seats down. They're they start to pash, and then they
I don't know that one.
That's making out.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Then they go for a root.
Oh.
Which is boning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go for a root.
Rooting.
I can put that together.
Yeah. Rooting is having sex, which is funny because when, in America or North America, they'd be like, I'm rooting for you, man.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
It means like, I'm supporting you.
I'm cheering you
on.
on.
I'm cheering for you. But in Australia, it's like, I'm rooting for you. It's like, I am having sex for you.
How do you take that statement?
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm having sex for you.
Thank you.
But also it's like I don't want to think about you when I'm having sex. I'm just going to throw it out there.
All right.
And I should hope that you feel the same way.
Well, that's fine.
Oh,
Whatever.
Okay.
Whatever. No,
well, we can talk about it later.
It's fine. It's
All
fine.
right.
So, anyways, this drive-in, it's just chalkers with teenagers.
Oh yes.
And they're all kind of, I wouldn't say they're more greaser than Soch. These
yes.
These teenagers,
yeah, for sure.
So, anyways, these guys are in the thing.
Car? Did you just slam your hand down on the top of your headphones?
Yes, I meant
and
to
tighten them.
Yes. Loosened them actually.
Oh, I see.
I meant sorry. Yeah, so they're rooting in the back of the car. All of a sudden, the car just like and like leans to one side, and he like looks out. He's like, "Oh my god, someone stole 2 of my wheels!" And like, I'm like, "That's not. You can't steal wheels that fast."
Nope.
Like, you ever change a tire? It takes fucking forever.
Yeah.
Especially if you're doing it by hand.
They would need to have jacked up the car first,
Yeah.
and that would have tipped them off.
Well, maybe not. I don't know. Could you, if you just loosened all the nuts on a...
No, you can't.
You can't
Because
just
the weight of the car is on the wheel.
Nah, I reckon you could rip it off if you try.
No.
We'll try it later.
Okay, fine.
We'll try on
We'll
Scott's truck.
We'll try it on someone else's. Yeah.
Yeah.
See if we can both steal a wheel at the same time real quickly.
Yeah. So,
Gets out of the car
gets out of the car.
real quickly, puts on pants first.
Yeah, he's like putting on pants and his boots, and he's like running after whoever took the wheels, and it turns out it was the coppers.
It was the pow pow.
Yeah, cops are taking kids' cars or car
Taking
parts
them.
or whatever, basically stopping them from leaving.
Yeah, because in order to get to the drive-in, there was like this gate, like this restricted area gate that they had to go through, and there was this one road that like led to it that was like blocked off.
Yeah.
So the only way to get through that area was to drive, and it said like pedestrians, bikers, and stuff like not allowed.
Yeah.
And so now that the wheels are gone, they can't drive out,
Yeah.
which means that there is no way to get out.
Yeah. And also because the fence is electrified, which we learn a bit later.
Yep, that too.
But so basically it turns out he goes to like, complains like, "Hey, someone stole the wheels off my car." And the guy in the office is like, "Oh yeah, well, give me your names," and writes them down in his little ledger or whatever. And then they're like, "All right, well, when can we get some spare parts and leave?" He's like, "Oh, you can't leave." And basically you figure out that the drive-in is like,
Like a camp.
yeah, it's like an internment camp for like teenagers.
Pretty much.
Like they're getting all the riffraff kind of off the streets. So it's just
By making sure they
chalkers.
can't leave the drive-in.
Yeah, so it's just chalkers with bogans all over the place.
Chalkers with bogans.
Yeah. I'm trying to figure out if there's any Aussie slang that also works with this accent. This is the other reason I'm doing this.
Oh, I see.
Chalkers with bogans does not.
Not quite. It's close though. It's close.
Yeah. So anyways, Krabs is being a real sook and just whinging.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to get through the list at this point.
no,
I got
just
a lot.
Go for it, dude.
Cool.
It's true. He is whinging.
Yeah, he is whinging. Oh, I missed Ambo. Ambo is what Aussies call an ambulance.
Oh yeah, we do see an ambo.
Yeah, some Ambos showed up at the crash site.
Car crash. Yeah.
So anyways, basically, yeah, they keep the kids sedated with crappy food and a healthy diet of, exploitation movies playing on repeat. One of the movies actually that's playing in there is another Brian Trenchard-Smith film,
I was wondering that.
which I've actually seen, called Turkey Shoot, which is about it's kind of like The Most Dangerous Game, where like there's an island of like prisoners, and then rich people like pay to hunt them for sport.
Oh.
And there's like a cannibal lesbian woman and a werewolf man in it.
Well, that's a great cast right there.
Yeah, it's all right. It's not the worst movie I've ever seen. I'd probably watch it before I watch Jurassic World.
I was just
Fallen
about to
Kingdom.
ask, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, so this brings us to the part of the movie where nothing happens.
Much like the previous part of the movie.
Yeah. I mean, I guess like some stuff happens. Like he tries to like, get some wheels for the car. And he's like, I gotta
Yeah.
get Chevy wheels because Frankie's gonna kill me if I, come back without Chevy wheels. They need to match, whatever. He like steals some some petrol from the cops' truck.
Yeah. When they're on their way out, because they come like every night.
Yeah. To bring drugs in?
That's one of the things we see them do. Yeah, it's kind of like this whole middle part of the movie where they're at the drive-in, which at first I was like, why didn't they get to the drive-in earlier? This is the dead-end drive-in. It should have been happening sooner. But then I was like, oh, no, I don't want to be here anymore.
Yeah,
but like,
you didn't need... Like, as much as I like a little bit of world building to be done in a movie, you didn't need that much.
No.
Like, you could have trimmed up the front bit a little bit and then just had him, like, you could have started with him and his brother going around picking up wrecked cars.
Yep.
And then, they get back and he's like, hey, can I borrow the Chevy? I want to take my Sheila to the drive-in. I'm going to have a root in the back. And he's like, oh, come on, mate, not in the Chevy. Anyways,
they've got like a leopard print.
Oh yeah,
blanket.
It's so
in the back
good.
of the Chevy.
It's like the classic like red and white 56 Chevy convertible, like, yeah, with like, I'm pretty sure they had like the white wall tires and everything.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah. It was great, and like red and white leather interior. It was pretty mint.
And he had white and red undies to match.
Oh yeah, he did too.
Which I saw him in those, and I was like, I wonder if he thought about that.
Yeah.
Before putting them on.
So the weirdest part of the movie, though, is it's about halfway through, maybe.
I think it's longer than that.
Maybe longer than halfway through.
3/4 through.
Well, yeah. So then this truck shows up, a ute, if you will. Just chockers with immigrants.
Yeah.
Mostly Asian immigrants.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if there was like, maybe this is a commentary on like Australian culture at the time. Like maybe there was like a really sort of like in this is from the 80s sometime. I can't remember the exact year. I was looking for it on the back of the DVD, but didn't say. But maybe there was something like that was happening in Australia at the time, mid 80s. There was like a big anti-immigrant thing, perhaps. This is me assuming. I don't actually know.
I mean, that's the only thing that makes sense to me.
I do know that Australia does have strict like immigration policies, and like not to say that that's necessarily a bad thing, but it's possible that they were also quite racist a while ago.
Which would explain what happens in the movie.
I mean, they just legalized gay marriage like last year. So
last year?
It was last year.
Oh wow.
Or maybe like the beginning of this year.
Oh.
Like it was very recently.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm
sorry.
Like if we invented
Australian homosexuals.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Like if we invented like a shitty time machine, we could probably still go back in time far enough that
just a real piece. It's not even a DeLorean. It's like a fucking gremlin or something.
the Pinto time machine.
Yeah. We've got about a 3.5 year window to use.
Yeah,
here.
We could probably go back in time far enough that gay marriage would be illegal in Australia still.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so it's fine. They're all upside down. The blood is rushing to their heads. So
because that's how that works.
Yeah.
So the movie, a literal like caged ute of immigrants.
Nice use of the ute.
He's trying to play along. Is dropped off.
Good on you.
and like we don't see any of them again except for one Indian man in a bathroom.
Yeah.
Who like comes in to pee.
He has a very large turban.
Yes.
Like it's almost too large.
Well, that's not for you to say, Aaron.
I'm just for his head. Maybe he just has a small head. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
But we live in a town that has a very, very large South Asian population.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
And so like growing up, I've seen plenty of Indian men wearing turbans. Yeah. See it every day.
They usually look a lot better than
Yeah,
that
they're
one.
usually it looks just like a normal thing. Just like, oh yeah, it's just like a thing that you have on your head and it's fine. This looked like the fucking like the Sultan from Aladdin, like
It did get really wide, didn't
like
it?
this
Yeah.
weird like mushroom cap thing he had on top of his head. It was real dumb. So anyways, there's like all of a sudden this like weird like white supremacy subplot is introduced, like
yeah, really suddenly.
right near the end of the movie. Well, I mean, not too I mean, yes, suddenly, but there was I will give him this credit. There was one tiny bit of hint towards it. And that was like, I remember in one of the first scenes in the drive-in, I think it's like the scene of like the morning after they get their wheels stolen, and you're kind of like going around seeing what's going on in the drive-in. There is a guy who just has a swastika bolo tie.
Oh, right.
And
right. I just saw that and was like, oh yeah, like punk dystopian nonsense. Of course, there would be
They're
some
just using
swastikas
yeah,
for
just some Nazi
just for
imagery, just
ornaments.
yeah. So I guess they kind of brought that around a little bit, but yeah, it kind of just came out of nowhere and then also went nowhere.
Yeah, that.
Like
Yeah.
they have this confrontation in the bathroom where they're like, "Hey, Crabsy, you want to come to the meeting? We're having like a white Australia meeting. We're gonna talk about the Asian situation." And he's like, "Nah, man, I'm good. It's all right."
He's literally the only one who isn't
Yeah.
livid that there are any immigrants at all.
Yeah, he's like, "No, that's like they're not the enemy. The government's the enemy. They're the one. The Asians are like they're prisoners too. Like, can't you see?"
Yeah, and again, he's the only one who's upset about being a prisoner.
Yeah.
At this drive-in, everyone else is totally complacent about it.
Yeah.
He's the only one who cares, and then is also the only one who isn't a flaming racist.
Yeah, because I think it's kind of like, the idea is like, oh, they're teenagers, young adults, kind of the world was shitty. They had nothing going on the outside. In here, they can just goof off and do drugs.
Oh yeah,
and,
that's true. That his girlfriend is actually our window into that mentality, right?
Yeah.
It's like we learn that she doesn't want to be around the cops because her parents are looking for her. Like
Yeah.
she must have run away from home.
yeah,
And it's shitty out on the streets, and she's here, and she's just kind of like getting along with all the other weirdos and stuff.
yeah,
And this drives a wedge between her and Krabs.
yeah. And so like the deal I got was like the government's like, all right, let's just round up as many youth as possible, stick them in a drive-in, show them trash movies, and feed them junk food, and let's give them drugs and some alcohol, and just send in a slab of tinnies and let them fucking just knock them back. Knocking back a Foster's, mate. They do knock back a couple of Fosters.
Oh, yeah.
Which I think was really funny. Because if you ever talk to an Aussie, they're like, "Oh, I'd never touch the stuff."
Of course.
But, like Foster's, I think their slogan is like, "It's Australian for beer." But,
Well, dire times.
yeah.
The economy. What can you do?
Yeah, apocalypse is happening. We're all gonna drink shit beer. Anyways, so yeah, basically like, yeah, like most of the youth are like, oh yeah, I'm like all we do in here, we can do anything we want in here. Like, why would we want to leave? It's great. There's no real rules other than you can't leave, and you have to pay with coupons.
Yeah, they're giving meal tickets.
They're giving like meal tickets and. But yeah, other than that, they're giving drugs and they're giving trash movies to watch, and you can just hang out and root in your car and
Yep.
smoke up, and I can think of worse things.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Like actual internment camps.
Yeah, those.
That would be
Yeah, that'd be
way fucking worse.
yeah, totally, definitely. If the government of Canada is listening, if you ever need to put me in an internment camp, it's a good way to do it.
Make it a drive-in.
Make it fun.
With beer and drugs.
Yeah, beer, drugs, trashy movies. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, anyways, he's like, no, I gotta get out because somehow my life is better on the outside. And
Yeah, just values his freedom, I guess.
I guess so. I can relate to that
Yeah.
somewhat. Anyways, so he's like, steals one of the trucks and crashes it into some stuff. Leads the cops on a chase, and at one point their truck catches on fire, which leads to my favorite line in the movie. Is like, "Oh no, we're on fire!"
I think he was even less alarmed than that.
Oh yeah, like, oh, we're on fire, and
Yep.
then they just kind of explode.
Like a lot.
Like so
much explosion.
Yeah, yeah.
It's amazing. I was like, finally some action. This is incredible.
Yeah, the last like 15 minutes of the movie, a lot of action, a lot of good crashing cars and shooting stuff up.
Oh, the best shot though, before that goes down, there's
the
a
chicken?
shot. Yeah, there's a shot from the ground when the cop car is like coming in, and there's just a chicken there. We've never seen a chicken in this movie before this moment. There just happens to be a chicken there.
Sure.
And this cop car is rolling up to it, and it's not moving, and it straight up doesn't notice the cop car until the cop car is completely over top of it, at which point it just screams.
Yeah.
It was incredible.
I have no idea how they got that shot.
I don't either. It's amazing.
Because like my limited experience with chickens is that they're real stupid and they spook easily. And I feel like if you drove a car towards a chicken,
It would probably get the fuck out of the way.
it'd either get the fuck out of the way or it'd like run underneath your tire and like you'd kill it.
Yeah.
But
no, it just stays in the middle of the shot as the car drives over the camera and the chicken. And the chicken's like, ah!
Yeah. Like, do you remember we have a friend who used to live out on a farm.
Yeah.
Remember she lived on that farm on Chilliwack.
Oh, yeah.
And they had a whole bunch of chickens and geese and stuff that would just run wild. And you'd like drive up their driveway and like there'd just be a chicken in the middle of the road and you'd like honk at it and it'd be like, huh? And just kind of like stare at you and you'd be like, get the fuck out of the way. But then like, yeah, if you'd like drive like right up to it, then it would like freak the fuck out. And anyways, side note.
That's your chicken experience?
Chickens are real dumb. Yeah. Yeah.
Apparently not as dumb as turkeys, I learned.
That's...
Apparently turkeys are even more dumb.
Then my parents' neighbors have a chicken in their backyard.
Just one?
That I could see.
Interesting.
Because today it was like stuck. They have like some like vine kind of stuff, like ground creepers.
Oh yeah.
Growing on the side of their house, that neighbors my parents' house, and like so like from the deck I can see into like the side of their yard, and this chicken was just in there, not moving, and like being like at the window, and like we're pretty sure that like she was stuck and couldn't move.
Oh dear.
And she was like calling for help.
Poor little chicken.
Because like she was there for like a good like 20 minutes.
Oh no.
That's my other experience with chickens.
Fun.
Yeah, it was fun.
Man, this movie is so boring that we immediately opted to talking about chickens for as much as we could.
Yeah, do you have any experience with chickens?
I don't, I'm sorry.
Oh, that's okay.
We should talk about this movie.
Yeah, basically he steals a cop car or truck or whatever and jumps it out of the drive-in and drives away. After he chats with his girlfriend, he's like, "Hey, I'm gonna get out of here. Do you want to come?" And she's like, "Nah, I'm good." And he's like, "All right, cool."
It was a little bit more emotional than that, but that's the gist, yeah.
But not much, because he's kind of not a great actor.
No. In fact, physically, he is an incredibly awkward actor.
Yeah.
And when he's hiding from the cops and he's like creeping around, his arms are like kind of wide and in front of him, and he's like moving his legs. It's like, ugh.
Yeah. The one thing I will say for this movie that I think it has going for it is I thought the cinematography was really good.
I guess I didn't notice it, which is a good thing.
Yeah, like I thought, yeah, the camera work was really good. It was lit really well, especially the end bit when he's like, yeah, the cops are like on foot and they're like trying to like chase him through the thing, and there's a lot of like, fog and atmosphere, and you seeing like silhouettes of cops like backlit moving through, fog, and he's in the foreground, and there's like, lots of like multicolored lights creating cool contrast and stuff, and yeah, that was the one thing I did notice. I was like, this movie looks really good for what I'm assuming was a very, very low budget.
I kind of hope so.
Like, probably a couple 100,000, maybe 500,000, something like that. Australian, so like, $12. No,
It's
actually,
not that big a
no,
difference.
I think their dollar's actually better than ours right now.
Oh yeah, that would make sense. Actually.
Yeah, no.
Oh.
So,
So
but yeah, he jumps the thing and drives off, and that's the end of the movie.
yeah, like if you don't bother explaining the setting, the plot of the movie is a dude and his girlfriend go to a drive-in where they can't leave. It's a government plot. Then the dude escapes.
Yeah.
The end.
Yeah.
And we don't have to get into the racism. That was not necessary.
No, it wasn't. But again, I assume that must have been
A commentary.
Commenting on the state of white Australia at that time. I'm guessing that there was some sort of like a lot of like anti-immigrant rhetoric going around at that time in Australia. Otherwise, it's very out of place.
Yeah. Like
although weirdly topical now.
In Australia?
No, America.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just checking.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
I mean, not as far as I know in Australia. As far as I know, Australia doing all right. Got their
one way or other, I'm sure they're miles ahead from America.
yeah, streets ahead even.
Streets. If we have American listeners, we don't hate you. We just hate your government.
Yeah, look, it's not your fault.
Probably.
You alone, it's not your fault.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And I think a lot of the people whose fault it is are starting to figure out that it is their fault and that they made a horrible mistake.
I made a huge mistake.
Yeah, milk was a bad choice. Or, in this case, orange juice. Get it?
Yeah, it was good. I like it. Yeah,
cool.
Oh, well done.
All right, that's good. We got one good joke in.
Whew.
So overall,
this movie was really boring.
it was kind of boring. I think it could have been improved by like if there was more like
Action.
plot.
Yeah.
No, I just like he's always talking about like, oh, I gotta try and escape, and there's like maybe like 2 instances where he's actually like working towards achieving that goal.
Yeah.
Like when he's siphoning the gas from the cops, and then like when he's trying to steal the tires.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like maybe the racism was only in there so that everyone would be distracted, and he could just steal the tires off that Chevy. Because the truck comes in loaded up with all the Asian immigrants, and then there's also like a tow truck loaded up with a bunch of wrecked cars, and he's like, oh, I gotta go steal those Chevy wheels, I'll be right back. And then they're all chanting like, no Asians, no Asians, no Asians, and he's kind of like,
that's what they were saying.
he's kind of like, just loosen these bolts, and he's just like stealing things while they're all like, get the Asians out of here,
Oh yeah, and then
we like it white.
when there was like the big cop chase with the guns and the exploding cars and everything, everyone else was at the White Australia meeting, so no one else was in the crossfire.
Yeah. So maybe that was why
It seems like a really strong plot point to just put in for that convenience, though. I think they could have thought of something else.
Yeah. So it was either commentary or they were sitting around like, all right, so we need a good way to get everyone into one location so that no one will be in the crossfire during the big shootout car chase. It's like, how about they're all racist?
How about, white supremacy meeting. That's a good gathering.
Like, white supremacy meeting. Yeah, no, that's good. Yeah, let's do that.
That works. Yeah, it works. Yeah.
Yeah, no, there's definitely no better options. We're going with that one. That's the one we're doing. Everyone in agreement? Good. All right.
Oh boy.
Next point. Who's bringing napkins to the barbecue? Because that's a real white people problem to talk about.
Yeah. Do you use napkins ever? Really?
Oh yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I get stuff on my face all the time.
I don't.
I make a point of making my food incredibly saucy.
Oh, good.
All right, what are you giving this one?
That is one big pile of shit.
Okay, all right.
That is one big pile of shit.
I'm gonna say it's craptacular.
Really?
Yeah.
It's craptacular.
You want to watch it again ever? Like,
yeah, I'd say I'd watch it again.
You enjoyed that?
Yeah, I had a good time.
Oh, that took me by surprise. I was surprised at how not enjoyable it was.
Like it's kind of boring in the middle, and there's a lot of it that doesn't make sense. But I found
it's
it
boring the whole time.
I found it amusingly nonsensical.
Okay.
And like I said, I really enjoyed the visuals.
I guess that's fair. I guess
the ending action sequence is really good.
Yeah,
too.
giving the setting, I just wanted it to be so much darker.
That's true.
And
yeah.
like creepier.
Oh yeah, okay.
Like it was all like they were being held against their will, but the guy in charge of the driving was all like, "Oh no, it's okay. Like you just stay here now. That's fine."
Oh yeah.
And I like.
And we didn't really talk about him, did we?
Who fucking cares?
Tomo. His name's Thompson, so they call him Tomo.
Yeah.
That's what Aussies do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Just add an O to the end of your half of your name.
Cute.
Yeah.
Uh.
All right. Well, that's cool.
I mean, it did get there in the end because there's like the last scene with Tomo where the main character dude is like had enough and he's been running from the cops and he like gets a shotgun and he's like, "You're gonna help me steal the cop car."
Yeah.
And he's like hiding behind the desk with the shotgun. And
we forgot to mention. Oh, sorry. Keep going.
Yeah, and then the cop comes in and he's like, I couldn't find him. And Tomo's like, "Get him, he's right there." And then he like pops up and the cop accidentally shoots Tomo and then the shotgun goes off and shoots the cop. And then all of a sudden, really quickly, they're dead. And I was like, whoa, that's the first time someone's died in this dystopian future.
Yeah, I mean, people had been beaten with bricks and cricket bats and stuff.
Well, cricket bats barely.
Yeah. More a brick.
A brick to the head.
Yeah.
Does happen.
And to the face and to the foot.
Nah.
The cricket bat to the foot. No, foot to the foot. I don't know. I remember.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, just...
We didn't mention how many scenes he's just like crouching behind something.
So much. And he's so awkward to look at. He's like this weird golem-like figure.
Yeah.
He's all gangly and small.
It's a socially awkward goblin.
Yeah. He's the socially awkward goblin. It's so fucking weird.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Anyways, that was Dead End Driving.
Yep.
That was our second Aussie flick on the pod. And I can't wait for the next one.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
Yeah, I need to look up more Aussie slang.
Please do.
I will. Cop that, Matt, you dickhead.
You drongo.
Yeah, bloody drongo. Nah, get on you. You're all right. I think my Aussie accent's getting better too.
You have a good one. I'm impressed by it.
I haven't listened to it back to the BMX Bandits one, but I feel like I had to put it on a little thicker back then. Like, g'day, dingo babies.
Yeah, just Kevin.
Yeah. Cool, man. So that was Dead and Driving. I forget what we're watching next month. The list is on my iPad and it's dead.
You could plug it in.
I will later. Not right now.
All right.
We're watching something.
That sounds fun. Are we gonna do Rotten Tomatoes for Dead End Driving?
Shit. Yeah, let's do it. I don't even know if it's gonna be on Rotten Tomatoes.
Well, let's find out. I'll try to formulate what I think it might be. I feel like it was bad.
And
Bless you, sweetheart. Oh dear.
oh my. IMDb.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it does have a Rotten Tomatoes. All right, let's see. Oh, no, there are no critic reviews yet. Do you want to just try and guess the audience score, or should we go to the IMDb rating? Because there was an IMDb rating.
Let's guess the audience score.
Audience score. All right.
Was the audience score 46?
Ooh, close.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Slightly worse.
43.
41.
41. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That was pretty close.
Yeah, there's no critics consensus yet. So.
Oh, okay.
When we get
But most people didn't like it.
Yeah, when we get the when we get the podcast Rotten Tomatoes certified, we can review it.
Is that a thing?
I don't know, maybe. Yeah, I mean, yeah, there's like Rotten Tomatoes certified critics out
But
there.
like, can anyone just do that?
No, probably not.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe eventually.
Well, we'll look into it.
We'll look into it. I think you
Like,
just
we can be critics. How? Well, listen to our podcast.
we just criticize stuff. I'm like, anyone can have a podcast, man. It's 2018. I'm like, yeah,
shucks.
you're right. All right.
Well,
Oh, this was a Bonza episode. Anyways, we'll be back next month with a film.
true.
I really want to know what it is.
Well, then plug in your iPad.
I'm trying to think if it was related to a movie that's coming out or not. The whole reason I picked this movie is because there's like no good movies coming out this month, except Mission Impossible, and I didn't want to watch Mission Impossible 2 because that's like the logical one to watch because it's the bad one.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, I don't want to do it. I don't want to hear the Limp Bizkit song.
Is that the main reason? You just didn't want to listen to Limp Bizkit?
Yeah. I can do that on my own time. I don't have to do I don't know why you want to hate me.
Well, you don't have to sing it.
Okay,
It's
fine.
fine. You don't.
Only that band could like turn that theme song into like a whiny emo rap rock jam. So, we'll be back next month with a film. Until then, thank you for listening. If you like the podcast, you can rate and leave a comment on iTunes. That helps us a lot. You could subscribe on iTunes, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, Google Play, YouTube, anywhere that you can listen to podcasts.
Wherever the pods are cast.
Wherever pods will be cast, there also shall we be.
I like the hand gesture there. I love how many hand gestures you do in general on this show, actually.
I'm just a
it's
hand
special.
talker,
Yeah.
okay?
I just wanted to address it because no one would know unless I did because it's a podcast.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. I try not to do like visual jokes on the show. It happens. Anyways, what else do I say? Oh yeah, follow us on. Oh, we had a mail. We had an email.
We got mail?
We had mail. We got to do mail. Okay, fuck. I gotta look it up.
Do you need to plug in your iPad?
No, I can just do it on the. Fuck, I'll plug it in later. Damn it. All right.
Wow, someone emailed.
Yeah,
the
so if
podcast.
you want to email the show, this is our first letter. This is so great. Welcome to the letters section of the show.
Yeah.
If you want to get in touch with us, you can email us at retrocrappod@gmail.com, or you can get in touch with us on Twitter or Facebook or Instagram at retrocrappod. Yeah, give us a shout out there. So this comes to us from Dustin.
Oh, hey, Dustin.
Dustin, some listeners may know Dustin from the Action podcast. which I did a guest spot on. And he says the subject of the article was Human Torch. He says, hey guys, Dustin from Action here. Been listening to and enjoying the show. I'm a little behind. I just listened to the Captain America episode, and there's a super nerdy correction I need to make. You guys were saying that the Human Torch didn't exist until 1961, along with the rest of the Fantastic Four, but there was another Human Torch who preceded Johnny Storm. He was an android, and he used to team up with Namor the Submariner and Captain America in a group called the Invaders. And he was created in 1939. Sorry, I couldn't let it go. Haha, keep up the craptacular work. Sent from my iPhone. So,
Nice.
Anyways, thanks for getting in touch with the show, Justin. Fuck.
Wow.
Dustin.
Our first letter, and you can't even remember his name.
The sad thing is I've met him.
That's even worse.
I've
yeah.
spoken to him in person.
Thanks, Dustin.
Thanks, Dustin. Yeah, I guess the egg's on our face. We should have done more research. I guess because I'm pretty sure the other person when the kids in that movie, they're like, was it Namor or maybe it was the Human Torch?
No, it was Submariner. Though
Namor's the Submariner. Did you not actually know that, or
no? It's just playing it like making another mistake, but
you suck.
But it's,
all right,
it didn't work.
So I guess maybe that movie actually was better. No, I mean it still sucked, but
it was still a flaming pile of crap.
Yeah,
but
it actually now that I know they used to team up with Captain America and the Submariner, Namor, the Submariner. That actually kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
So I guess
I still think it's weird in a comic book movie to talk about other comic book characters, though. I still find that strange.
Yeah. No, it was a weird thing that happened.
Yeah. All
right, fine. Cool. Well, thanks for getting in touch with the show, Dustin. Yeah.
Yeah, I hope more people do that. Listen to the things that we're saying wrong.
Yeah.
And email us.
If we fucked up anything on this episode, email in, let us know.
Like after our Jason X episode, I was really hoping someone was going to email in and tell us, whether or not it's okay to refreeze meat. Because we never Googled it.
Oh, yeah.
I listened to that episode like last week.
There's definitely some meat that you can't refreeze.
Presumably. I didn't look it up.
I don't think it's all... It might be all meat.
How about human flesh?
I don't know about human flesh.
Just look it up.
All right. If you're a cannibal, email in.
About whether or not you refreeze your meat.
Yeah. Also, your current location. Yeah. Cool.
And a picture would be nice.
And a picture. Geotagged.
Yeah, please. Yeah, that'd be great.
so that we know where to not go.
At retrocratpod.
Yeah, at gmail.com.
Thank you.
Yeah, and so that's cool that we got a letter. I'm actually so stoked about that. We got to read out some. That means that people are listening.
That means that Dustin is listening.
That's true. Yeah. Hey, Dustin is people too. All right, everybody. Thanks for listening to the show. Until next time, keep watching crap.